Hello, guys. Welcome to the session where we attack exam questions. Like earlier on my previous posts, we talked about factorization, and today we have factorization questions, and these are typical exam questions. Now, the first one on these two questions, without wasting a lot of time, remember, I told you also the marks at the end of the question will tell you the attention you need to put on the question. So these are 2-mark questions, and presumably in most cases, these questions will show up in your paper one, question paper. So on the first question, we want to factorize for x. And remember, factorization, when they ask you to factorize, remember, these are not equations. These are expressions. So the factorization we're talking about here is like we are not looking for the outright answer. We are just going to factorize to find the factors of the given expressions, the factors that gives us the given expressions if we multiply them. So in the first case, I see there we have an x on this part and an x there, which is an x cubed. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when I see two terms that have all an x in common is to factor out x on the first part, like this. Then I put 4 back, I minus. Now this part becomes x squared, since we have taken out an x from this one, which is also out here. It becomes a 4 minus x squared inside the brackets. Now, to those who are quick to realize something, having an x outside and a 4 and an x squared, it shows that a 2 can be expressed, a 4 can be expressed as 2 squared minus x squared, and we close the bracket. Now we're having 2 squared minus x squared, then we have the difference of 2 squares. What does the difference of 2 squares say? If we are subtracting two numbers raised to the power of 2, or 2 terms raised to the power of 2, it's already given that in this case we will have a 2 minus an x, then I close black bracket, then I open another bracket, a 2 plus x. Then I place back the x that we factored out first in the initial stage. Now you will see that this is our final answer. So this one was a simple one where it required you just to factor out an x, then you realize it's a difference of 2 squares, and you proceed from there to give you the outright final factorized expression. Now, on the second question, this is a typical quadratic expression. You can see we have the highest power x squared, and the next term is 5x, and the last one is a constant of 54. Now, the simplest when you come across these ones is to find a number or two numbers that you can add. Two numbers that you can add to give you 15, and those two numbers you multiply to give you a minus 54. So in this case, what are the numbers? If we can look for the numbers together, if we can multiply a 29, a 28, sorry, a 20, 27, a 27 multiplied by 2. Like if we have a minus 27 multiplied by 2. You add these two numbers, you don't get a 15, but you multiply them, you get a minus 54. So hence, these cannot be your the numbers that satisfy this equation. So this one is ruled out. The next pair of numbers that we can try is, let's try a 6 multiplied by a 9. Now, this 9 can be negative. So if we can add these two numbers, you will see these numbers won't give us a plus 15, but if you multiply them, they give you a minus 54. So these two again, they are out. Now we look for another set of numbers again. Let's use a 9, an 18, which is minus 18, multiplied by a 3. Now, if you take this 3 multiplied by 18, you see it gives you minus 54. But if you add these two numbers, it gives you minus 15. Let's try if we can do this, make 18 positive and make this one a negative. We get a minus 3 multiplied by 18 will give us 54, minus 54. And if we add the two numbers, we get a 15. So these two numbers will satisfy this equation, given equation. Remember, I'm taking you through these stages so that you know how to look for the numbers or the factors of these two numbers that if you add them, they give you a 15. And if you multiply them, they give you a minus 15. So from this stage, you would know that your outright factorized expression of x squared plus 15x minus 54, the outright part will be x minus 3 and x plus 18. Now this part, this is how you get to this factorized expression of x squared plus 15x minus 54. Now to just cross check if our answer here is correct, we can verify by just quickly simplifying it again. To give us x multiplied by x, it gives us x squared. X multiplied by this 18, it gives us plus 18. X, then minus 3 multiplied by my x, it gives us minus 3x. It gives us minus 3x. Then this minus 3 plus multiplied by 18, it gives us a minus 54. If you simplify this part here in between, it gives you x squared plus 15x minus 54, meaning to say we are correct on our answer. This one is correct and that one is correct. So in an exam, you will correct all your marks if you do it this way. So thank you so much, guys, for going through these two questions with me. We want to do as many exam questions as possible. So don't forget to follow, subscribe, and like. Thank you so much.